Hello. Um, Hi Kempala. This is my second attempt to sort of show how the Pecha format works in InDesign. I will send you the link to the new InDesign software later on. Okay, so first of all, you want to adjust the workspace, as you can see. Here you can go to workspace and essentials classics, and then these will be the panels that are available, and this everyone has a different sort of working window, but this is my sort of this is my personal preference. But if you're missing any options, then you can go to Windows or info, for example, and then it will show up this window. You can put it here or anywhere you want. And then effects, editorial, pages. The pages are here. Okay. And then the second thing you want to adjust, first of all, is go to Files, Document, Setup. Here you can see there is a adjust layout, I think. This is strange. Okay, you go to Document Setup, and then enable the primary text frame. I've already enabled it, so you don't have to do anything regarding this option. Okay. The other thing that is you have to adjust from the very beginning is the let me see, layout. Hit type, and then paragraph. Hang on. Type, paragraph style. Here you should basically make everything into a world-ready paragraph composer. So you have to set as OK for everything. The character style, you don't have to do anything about this. Okay. And then the other main feature I think of InDesign that makes like making any Pecha, it's really great. It's really, is that these pages. Okay, there we go. So these pages are the there's a blank page. There's the A master, which is the title page, and this is the image, the place where you can put your image, the main body text, and the this is a modified version of the image body page. So this is just my own sort of I guess design of the Pecha page based on a pre-existing sort of Pecha format. I think you feel free to like adjust the line thickness here, maybe to higher or a lower to make everything the same. I think 0.25. And then you can even delete it, delete the frame to simplify it, or make it more make it even more flourishing. Okay, that's that. Okay, and inside these page is a text box. It's a blank text box. If you see, there's an arrow here, like a text with an arrow on the side, which means it's a primary text frame. So a primary text frame is a sort of, how to say, it is a page layout that enables you to sort of change quickly change the layout of any page you want. So, for example, I have on all of these documents there's a primary text frame. Remember that there's can only be one primary text frame per page, so you cannot have two. So this is our two, but they are linked together. They are linked together, so it's counted as one. Okay. So for example, if you want to change the layout of this second page here, just simply drag this option and then pull it over to page number 2. And then that should work. Yeah. Notice how the sort of the English translation does not adjust accordingly. It is because it is in a different layer. Right now, I have not found a way to sort of insert the English translation smoothly, and right now it only works perfectly for the Tibetan format. So you do something like that, or anything you want. And if you want to add more page, simply go, okay, these are sort of, these are, I think, a mistake that I made, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, you go to the last page and then insert a new one. It will insert the exact same page, and you can overlay it. Yeah, and then, or you can I insert pages, and then you can how many pages, and then the master is I don't know, the image picture. It will work in the same in the very same way. Okay. Let's go back to our. Okay. So there are multiple ways to format the Tibetan text, but I think one of the probably the basic way is to it's the spacing, line spacing. So right now I have it at 57 because I want to include the English translation, but you can adjust it to any size you want. Normally, I think 24 should work quite fine, but anything would work actually. Yeah, and then remember, you know, like this kind of thing happens. So what you want to do is that you want to include a break character, a page break, so that even when you make any kind of adjustments, it will still be normal. Okay, so that's for the line spacing. A very like there's an aspect of the Tibetan text which I struggle most is the justification, like the spacing between these spacing and these spacing. Sometimes they become very inconsistent, and then sometimes the words kind of break off. Like normally when you paste a text from a Word document or any kind of document, it will probably look something like this. Oh no, actually it works quite fine now. Okay. Normally it doesn't look this neat because it will like do some very weird thing. So for this document, I have the you want to adjust the justification of the paragraph. So this is the optimal sort of spacing that I came up with. So 98 for word spacing and 102. The letter spacing is -1. It's within the margin of plus or minus 1, and the word spacing within the margin of plus or minus 2. Okay. And make sure this is in paragraph composer. Okay. And also, just in case, make sure it is in world-ready paragraph composer. Okay. So I'm gonna continue to show you how to insert an image. So I'm gonna create a small. This is called the frame. It's called a rectangular frame tool. Okay, and then go to Files, Place, or Control D or Command D in Mac, and then insert a image. For example, say. So right now the image is much higher resolution than the actual frame. So what you want to do is right click on it and then go to fitting. There are many different kind of fitting, but normally I would go for fill content proportionally, or Control Alt Shift E in Windows. And okay, and then if you want to further optimize the size of this image, you just double click on it, so you see like a red box surrounding the picture. Then just pull it up a little bit, and then there you go. Just adjust the frame into a little bit, like smaller a little bit. Yeah, I think that that works great. Okay. If you want to get this or like have this appear on every single page, or then you just simply go to the page, the master page, and then do the same thing. Just like text frame, Control D, rectangular frame, Control D. The shortcut is Control Alt Shift E, and there you go. You have it on every single page that you edit. For example, say I drag this frame over here. Then you can see this frame has been adjusted into this format. Okay, that's that. Okay. Regarding the English translation, so now I've already told you that I have not found a way yet to sort of make this process as smoothly as possible, but what I would think is that after you have finalized the format of the Tibetan text, make sure it's crisp and perfect, and then you can include work with the phonetics and the translation, and then you will not make any further changes to the Tibetan. So that's for now, the workflow is kind of like that, but I think in the future I will maybe try to find a better way to do that. Okay. And then layers, I have 3 layers: image, transliteration, and Tibetan. So after you're done with the Tibetan, just lock it. And then right now I have the transliteration and the translation on. they're in two separate stream, I would say, or like two separate sort of text flow. And then I can select all. So when I select one text box, it selects all the phonetics. That's strange. It does not seem to. Oh, okay. I think because I've disconnected them or something, but they should all be in the same format. For some reason, they're separate right now. Okay, but the way how this works is that instead of a primary text frame, what you do is that you create some preliminary text box. For example, say I'll just delete all these. Okay, so what you do first is you create a text box here. Just create any kind of text box, and then you just paste your text in, any kind of text, and then you have it only a certain, like a limited amount of text is shown because due to the constraint of the text box. So what you want to do is to match first. Okay, match the text frame to the. Like I think there are many ways of doing this, but this is just my way of sort of I guess to do this. What you do is that you let me just delete everything here. Okay. What you do is you create a two text box. Okay. Oh, sorry. Two text box. One over here, and then just Alt. You can Alt and drag. I think it's in Mac. It's a different key, but for Windows, Alt and drag. And then you just select both of them and then scale them to the size of this text box. Okay. And then what you do is that what I find is more convenient is that you group them, Control G or Command G in Mac, and then you just drag them this way. Okay. So now I want to be able to sort of continue this this body of text that I've pasted into this text box. So I'm gonna thread. It's called. I'm gonna thread these text boxes together to sort of link them. So I just click on the small red arrow here, and then click into the main text box. Okay, and then like so, and so. And then you should be able to do that with the entire document. See how this dong is being sort of offsetted in the wrong order. So what you do, just make this bigger a little bit. Then that should work just fine. And then okay, now for the translation. Okay, realize again how this is a bit off. So what I do is that what you may want to do is sort of ungroup them. So just Control Shift G, or some of the text is a bit off. So since it's in a group, so you want to sort of double click on it to select the text you want. Okay. I think this. Okay, so now this again, it's a bit. And then okay, that should work. That's fine. Then it's the same throughout. Some of the it's a bit off, so you need to adjust them. Something about like that, like this. Like you see this text is like shifted up, so you just like backspace a little bit. And then do something like that. So, okay. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of how it works. The reason why this thing is all messed up because I forgot to put it into world ready paragraph mode. So yeah, now it's creating it's a bit messy. Yeah, okay. But it takes a while to do the Tibetan part is relatively easy. You just copy and paste it in. But the English part is more difficult if that is what you're intending to do. Okay. And then I will point out to some resources which can help you with what I have right now is the I think let's put it in text. Two main documents, which is the Encyclopedia of Tibetan Symbols, which has a lot of beautiful resources, which you can sort of use. Remember to cite, but these are beautiful drawings by Robert Beer, like this, like that. Okay. And also the handbook of Tibetan Buddhist symbols. Just the drawings, I think it's done in vector, so it's quite beautiful. Or it's being scanned very beautifully. This is a newer version, so you can include any of these, as a kind of decoration of the Pecha. Okay. And again, regarding some of the resources, I think Himalaya Arts has many beautiful tankas that might be useful for educational purposes to include in the Pecha. Okay, I think that's all for me today. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, okay. So when you do that kind of, so again, when you justify all lines, remember to select this option, justify all lines. Oh, it might create something like this. So what you want to do is to maybe do something like hang on a minute here. Okay, my bad. Actually, it seems fine. You don't have to justify all lines, but you only need to do the justify the last line with a line, with last aligned left. That should work in most cases. If you see this thing being middle, you can just put it on the top. Now, I'm not quite sure about. So yeah, don't use fully justify, because it will just sort of break apart. I mean, it still works, but some of the, as you can see, the spacing between the letters here are quite extreme. So let me. Okay, I seem to have made a mistake. The best justification option is 98, 100, and 102. For the letter spacing is 0, 1, and 2. Okay. And then the justification for now, I think the best one I use is either this one, or the justify with the last line aligned to center, or the justify with last line aligned to the left. Okay. As you can see here, like the spacing between the sentences are quite consistent. And okay, yeah. If you see some anomaly here, you just push them to the center. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much. Note this is pretty confusing, but hopefully that is helpful to some extent.